Hi there. In this video we do the much awaited first engine start. So join me and see how it goes. Come on then. Oh, there it is. The propeller is on. I've just got to torque up the 6 screws holding it, well 6 bolts holding it on. But there's the mighty Hercules prop, looking rather pretty. Yeah, it's almost too good to go on, one would say, but hey ho, it is a piece of art. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to get the engine, try and do an engine start for this video. The weather is a bit unpredictable for the week and things, and I've also got places to be for work on the weekends, and it's not something I want to just do on an evening, but we'll see. Well, it's not an awful lot to see. What I've just done is I've just torqued these up to the prescribed 13 pounds-feet in accordance with the propeller manual. So we've got N5 bolts there, 13 pounds-feet. Well, to be absolutely honest, I did it to 156 inches, or inch pounds, which is the same thing. There we go, it's a straightforward conversion. So they're all tightened, and I'll leave those. Once we've got the engine started, I'll recheck the torque and that, and then I'll torque seal the front and the back here. Sorry, no, I'll only torque the front. I won't torque seal the back, because I'll tighten up the bolts on a reasonably regular basis. I'll check the tension in the bolts. I'll do that on the 25-hour servicings. If I put torque seal on the front here, I'll know if they've come loose or they're loosening up. It's critical that you don't have the bolts loosen up on a wooden prop. Now this prop is safe from shaking around because it's going on to dowel pegs going through the back. That helps keep it all located and nice, but it's if you end up with vibration in there, it can actually act a bit like a friction bow. And I actually recently seen on Facebook, I think I've actually copied that picture somewhere, a picture where the centre section of a propeller here has burnt away due to friction with incorrectly torqued or loosening off propeller bolts. So they've got to be done on a regular basis. The bolt itself going through the wood shouldn't be a tight fit, and it doesn't need to be hit in with a hammer or anything like that. That should be a press at home with your palm. The dowel pins at the back should be a very snug fit, and in fact I had to do a very slight tapping on the front here to get it to go onto those. But if you have it all too tight, wood with moisture expands and moves around, and if it expands, it could crack the prop, so you've got to be careful. Wooden propellers, other bit of care, wooden propellers should always be left level. And there used to be a little trick, and I'll probably do it on this one, where you put a paint mark. I'll double check because it's got Hercules on that side. No, it's okay, I don't need to, because there's a Hercules mark here. So if you fly the aircraft on a odd day or something like that, you'd put that mark at the top after you finish flying it. If and you fly it on an even day, you put that mark on the bottom. So because water migrates around, moisture migrates around inside the propeller. So by doing that, it just saves it from going from one side to the other that way. And you never leave it with it upright, otherwise it'll definitely, because the grain flows along the length of the propeller like that, the moisture will migrate to one end of the propeller or the other. and it actually mentions not having the prop vertical in the propeller manual. I'm just going to find a couple of fleece sleeves to put over the prop so it stays nice and clean, and you know, keep the varnish, although it's UV protected, so keep the varnish out of the sun, keep the dirt off it all, and make it all look nice and cozy so people don't walk into it. But I think overall she looks pretty. Yeah, it's nice. I didn't go for the black finish on the back, which would be ideal from the pilot point of view, because you wouldn't really see the prop. I've kept it as classic as I can, so we've got the yellow tips, so you can see the tips as ground crew. It's got the protected leading edges, which have been done with this. I don't quite know how they've done the protection, but it's built into. It's not a tape over the top. That's built into the propeller at Hercules. So yeah, anti-erosion. I could have gone for a brass strip, which would have been along the front there, but that's a bit excessive for a single seat deregulated microlight, I thought. I think overall it's a super looking propeller, and hopefully Rupert at Hercules has got everything right. He said that this propeller pitch and diameter is what he's got on his Aero V engine, so same engine as I've got in his biplane, which flies about the same sort of speed as my biplane does. So it should be fairly comparable. He's got a Flitzer biplane, so it's about a similar sort of weight, similar sort of speed, and he said that that's the pitch which he's come up with, and diameter which really works well on his aircraft, and I trust him. Yeah, and there we go. Buy British, and we end up with a nice looking propeller. Long may it work. Right, crack on and do something else, I suppose.
Yeah, that pin, that squeeze, that point. Yep.
Replace the car.
Yes.
Let's see what we can do for the starter procedure. Throttle partly open. Wheel crew flap close. Master on. Mags on. Dual full rich. Clear prop. Fuel cap on. Let's start. Okay, let's see what we can do for the starter procedure. Throttle, which I'll partly open, water cooler flap closed, master on, aux on, so we got that on, so we got there, mags on, fuel full rich, clear prop, fuel tap on, press the starter. So again, let's see if we can get this starting procedure sorted out in my head. Throttle partly open. Yeah, okay, throttle partly open. Cowl flap closed. Master on. Auxiliary on. MGL coming alive. Mags to live. Check around to make sure it's all clear. Mixture full rich. Fuel tap on. Press the starter. Well, that was nice and easy. Oh well. That's it for this video, folks. Gonna let everything cool right the way down, and then hopefully go around, recheck the valve clearances. I've done that once, it's made a lot of difference, so I've just got to redo that one again, and just double check on the primary ignition system just to see if I can work out why there's a very slight misfire when it was on the primary, on the mags, rather than on the electronic ignition. Seemed okay at the higher RPM, not so good initially at the lower RPM. So we'll see what happens there. The idle speed was good, oil pressures were good, the temperatures came up okay in the end, so it takes a time, but looking at the information, I was trying to get up to the cruise oil temperature. EGTs are working, and comes on as I start to lean off. I can actually lean her fairly easily to find that that sort of lean burn area, just slightly richer lean, but that was at 2,500 RPM, 2,500 RPM thereabouts. It was really nice and easy, so all good there. I couldn't go to full power in my driveway, unfortunately. That'll have to wait for another day, and I didn't really want to while I got that slight ignition. I think it's timing, but I'll double check to see if I can see if there's any issues with the P leads or something like that. I have noticed I need to put a guard on one of the HT leads, just to stop it from rubbing on the bottom of the cowl. Other than that, it seems to be okay. Rocker covers are leaking though. I think the bolt's just too long and they're bottoming out before the cork has had a chance to be compressed. So if that's the case, it's not too hard for me just to shorten it by a thread or so, and then it should be just about spot on. I don't know exactly what's going to happen for the next video. I'm anticipating getting one wing ready for covering, and possibly making a start on covering that wing. But we'll see. So until then, keep fishing well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe or even hit the little bell notification for future videos. Any comments would be appreciated, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, go fly and feel the sky.